What's going on? Welcome back to the Chandie Speaks podcast. It's your girl Chandie. I'm back another week. Recording this live from Sedona, Arizona. I feel like I'm yelling into the microphone. I checked my levels. I think they sound good, but I don't know. Welcome back. It's another week. Chandie Speaks podcast. Basically the podcast about nothing at this point. I'm getting to the point where it's just like repetitive. It's just something I do now. Today is Tuesday, February 12th. I just hit the joint. Hold on. Real talk. It's like 8:45 in the morning on a Tuesday, and I just hit the joint, had a nice wake and bake, had a nice sunrise walk with my dog. I almost called her my daughter. Goddamn. We did have Mother's Day a couple days ago. What's going on, everybody? I'm back. That was my crazy intro. Just hit the joint. I'm in here in Sedona. I went on a walk with my dog earlier to catch the sunrise. I brought the drone, but I think I was too high. I didn't even fly it. I just bring the drone with me everywhere. I put some clips into this video version of this. If you're following me on YouTube, you can see some of my drone footage. Such a magical place. So today is Tuesday, May 12th. Like I said, we had Mother's Day this past Sunday on the 10th. This podcast will be for Wednesday, the 13th, tomorrow. I thought about actually throwing in a clip to this episode because, like, I got nothing. I got nothing. Everything that I'm going to be talking about in this episode is shit that you've probably heard before, don't care about, or is really not even that important, but it's just something to fill in this space right now. So let's just go over last week. I guess, I would say shout out to all the moms, but I don't know you. I really don't know you. I already gave a shout out to all my moms, all the moms in my life who mean something. Mostly my sister. I think she was the only one who got a specific one. Everyone else just got a general what up on the social medias. But, can we give a shout out to present parents? You know what I thought was weird? I saw, oh my God, I don't want to be throwing shade on anybody because I do know some people personally, but I also saw some posts on the social medias of men getting shout outs on Mother's Day. Isn't that weird? It's just, I feel like, don't you guys already have Father's Day? First of all, holidays in and of itself, like, it's all a game. It's all some kind of consumer trap bullshit. Like, we should be celebrating present parents every day of the year. But I think it's weird when men get shout outs on Mother's Day or when women get shout outs on Father's Day because they are present parents or single parents. I think it's weird. Like, why would you tell a man Happy Mother's Day? Why would you tell a woman Happy Father's Day? I remember being a kid and my mom would, like, I'm super exaggerating because of the trauma, but I'm pretty sure my sister can probably attest to this. There were times when my mom, like, wanted us to give her something for Father's Day. Like, she was mad when we did it type shit. So that was weird. That's what I grew up with. It's like, okay, we get it. You're a single mom, but a father is a man parent and a mother is a woman parent. Like, why are we fighting over who's getting, like, aren't you just be happy that you're taking care of your kid? It's not about the praise, that right? It's a thankless job, right? Don't mothers say that all the time? Why are we going out of our way to give fathers? I just think it's weird. Like, you guys get a day. You'll get your time. But that happened this past week. As you guys can tell, I got some mommy issues of my own. And I didn't really even know about the holiday. The only reason why I knew about it is because I work in the hospitality industry and we had a special Mother's Day like thing going on, breakfast or something, which I didn't even know about it until I walked in for my shift and I saw the board and I was like, "Oh, it's Mother's Day today." So I texted my sister and that was about it. And I'm seeing all these other people. Whatever. I guess it's none of my business, right? I'm not a mom. I guess or a single parent. I don't get it. I don't need to comment on it, right? Okay. Well, I just thought it was weird. I don't know how interesting this podcast will be because, like I said, I've been chilling. Life has been absolutely perfect for me ever since I got out of the food industry Like, we're going on like a month now. I was listening back to my old recordings because I was seriously considering throwing in a clip. I was like, I guess I can just briefly talk about the shit. And I remember like almost a month ago today, I was quitting my food industry job for the final time in the 20 years that I've been in the food industry. And I'm like, life has really been chill. Life has really been great. I'm not stressed. I'm not physically in pain. I have so much free time to do more things. You'd think that I'd actually be taking advantage of this time. And I mean, I've been writing more. I've been getting back into my music. That's as far as it's gotten. I've been walking more. I've been walking more with my dog, and I've been getting back into my music. But I have the energy to have all this now because I'm not in the food industry. I've been a month in the out of the food industry so far, and I have no regrets. I really have no regrets. I'm in the in the hospitality industry. I feel like it's like the best job. I'm coming to realize it's like the best job for people living my kind of lifestyle. Do I sound okay? Living my kind of lifestyle in the van life, I think I'm coming to realize that I've been sleeping on it, really, because it's absolutely a great job to have, living this kind of lifestyle. That, you know what, we're going to go into that too while I'm on the topic of the lifestyle. I did, on my last episode, I had a guest star, and I normally, when I do my guest stars on my shows, I normally do my post interview review is what I call them. So this segment right here is going to be for that. I'm just going to get that out the way because there was a lot. My post interview review with Sheri. Shout out to Sheri. Peace and blessings. So Sheri, first off, that episode, for anyone who listened, I got a couple new subscribers and followers on Spotify and YouTube. Thank you. Shout out. If you're still listening, if you're still interested, thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Really beautiful energy I'm feeling from this fellow van lifer in particular. I meet other van lifers on my journey, but this one actually feels like real. Like I manifested this bitch respectfully. I'm like, where did you come from? I was like, literally, it was like the last day, second to last day. When I met her, I was leaving the food industry. One of these minimum wage jobs over here in uptown Sedona. And she called me out. You guys, I guess if you heard part of the story, we had some technical difficulties and sound quality issues with the last episode. So thank you for bearing with us. There's multiple recordings that we have that didn't actually make it to the final product. And I feel like my critique with that is like, we have such great energy and we're talking for so long, and then we look up and see that it wasn't recording, or we look up or we play it back and the mic was off, or the mic wasn't working right, or something like that, and the sound was off. And I understand, just there could have been slight frustration or even just restlessness, maybe, after saying the same story. The final product that was aired that you guys heard was the fifth time I heard this story, that she's spoken this story in depth and detail. So, when the story was the same every single time, it's just the enthusiasm of the story got less and less as, the recordings went on. So the final product that you guys heard, as good as the episode, I still thought it was thoroughly entertaining. That's after a whole day of just trying to just perfect it, I guess, and get the sound and everything just sounding right. That's actually, of all the interviews that I did, no shade, I'm just throwing out facts and observations, but of all the interviews that I've ever done on this podcast, the one with Sheri was the one that took the longest as far as production, as far as getting the sound quality just right. That was actually our second time giving it a go. So we had 5 recordings from that day, and then we tried it a week or so before. You guys know, 2 episodes back, we had tried it before, and we had a few hours doing that. Couldn't get the sound quality working. So that was the first time I've had a guest star on the show where we had multiple sessions for just that one episode. I think it was thoroughly entertaining. If you haven't listened to it, go ahead and listen to it. You know, I think a lot of the points that she wanted to cover, the major points, they were covered, but it just, like I said, the enthusiasm of it may have just been off because she said the story, like, at least by that time, like 10 times to me within 2 different sessions. So yeah. I think that's really all the critiques or the review I have over the episode in it of itself. Sheri as a person, you know, like I said, I feel like I manifested her with my mind because I feel like we kind of just click. Like it was easy for us to have a long, you know, conversations about our life just right off the rip. And it's different from some other relationships or conversations that I've had with other women. Because I know women do get chatty sometimes. And I don't have many relationships with men or women because, you know, a lot of people, when they have conversations, they don't know how to reciprocate or actually have a conversation. It's just like they're regurgitating their script back to each other, back and forth. But with Sheri, it felt absolutely real. It felt like just natural. It was just flowing, like everything was just flowing into place. And I'm grateful that I got to have like a nice, real, beautiful experience conversation on recording with her. And, you know, we worked together real well. I feel like we're going to have some future projects, or at least I'm hoping. I'm hoping that we can have future projects together. Yeah, that was basically it. Go check it out. Go check out Sheri on her page. All the links are in that episode. It's called The Healing Cocoon. Very wise, melanated woman beyond her years, also doing van life. I feel like I see my full reflection in her, and I feel like the feeling is mutual. So, yeah. Go fuck with it. Okay, we're moving right along. We're only 12 minutes in. God damn it. I might fuck around and do a clip because I don't have it. I just don't have it for you guys. They had so much bullshit. Okay, I wanted to backtrack. Did I want to backtrack? If I have the post, I'll backtrack. Let me see. I wanted to, actually a couple episodes ago, I wanted to go over my numbers for Costa Rica, like in its entirety, because I think that's the final element of my international travels blogging that I did not add. I've added all the videos day by day on YouTube. If you haven't checked them out, go check them out. They're all under the Costa Rica, and it's all broke down day by day, all the activities and places that we went and the things that we did. I also read the life advice notes. I have this journal that I carry around with me that I just started doing actually 2 trips back, but where people write, you know, people who I've met along the way in other countries, they write life advice for me. And this is the final segment. I think I haven't gone over I crunched my numbers for the first time, and then that'll be it for Costa Rica for you guys. I know some of you guys are tired of hearing about Costa Rica, but it's still really fresh in my head. It was barely over a month ago I was in another country. Barely. It's still really fresh. I'm like fully unpacking. You know, I'm like getting to accept that the vacation is over and fully spiritually, physically unpack and emotionally unpack everything when I'm able to crunch my numbers and look at the damage that's been done. It wasn't really that much damage. I guess relatively. Maybe I should compare it to my other. Normally I have this all set up, my numbers for all my trips, but I don't think it was too bad. It was not expensive as Cayman Islands. It's pretty hard to top the Cayman Islands because the value of their dollar and such. Like, they spit on American money. Our money means nothing to them. And I forgot the actual exchange rate in Costa Rica. A lot of people say that Costa Rica is expensive. I don't think it was expensive, but here's just some basic numbers that I spent in order to just to have the basic experience of going to another country. And I made this post in a Costa Rica traveling group, specifically 2 different groups, and a lot of people were actually shocked at the pricing. And yeah, these numbers are real. All these numbers are real. I did get a little help, and I mentioned that I got a little help with the hotel, but everything else here is just the exact rate that it would be for like your average person to have just an average experience. That's getting to booking the flight, getting to the airport, your accommodations where you're living, where you're going to be staying while you're there, getting a ride from the airport. A lot of people forget that as an expense. Like once you get to another country, how the fuck are you going to get to where you're going to get to? You can't just expect or assume that cabs are going to be just running wild there or they're going to be available. You got to think about the time zone you're going into. I remember flying into Jamaica hella late, like almost midnight. Didn't account for, hey, maybe no one's going to be at the fucking airport at midnight, not even like cabs. And it was very hard for me to get a ride from the airport. So I always have to factor that in. I have to figure out how I'm getting to my hotel B&B before I even land. But like, I want my ride to be waiting for me with a sign. Okay, real talk. Costa Rica taught me that. Okay, because anyone who's ever traveled to Costa Rica, or if you haven't traveled to Costa Rica, you would know that, like, okay, when I'm looking at the map of Costa Rica, you go to San Jose Airport, and then you go to 𝗵𝗵𝗄, which is on the Pacific coast, on the, never eat soggy waffles, the west side, on the west side, okay? The directions from the airport to 𝗵𝗄 in the maps is, like, really close. Like, oh, it's only, like, 80 miles away. But you have to look at the ETA because it'll say that it's 80 miles away, which is nothing. That's like from here to Phoenix, a little bit less than that, couple hours away. It's actually, the ETA is longer because it looks like it's a straight shot, but that straight shot is actually around a whole fucking mountain range. Like everywhere from the center to anywhere else in Costa Rica, it takes like a minimum of 3 hours, 4 hours. And I didn't know that. I was assuming. So that's something I underestimated, which is just a little disclaimer about why my transportation fees were abnormally high. Of all the trips I've gone to, Costa Rica just took the cake for the most expensive transportation fees while being there. I'm not counting the transportation fees on the way to the airport or from the airport. But anyway, without further ado, the transportation while I was there, and this is including the rental car. This is the first time I rented a car while being out of the country, which if anyone travels to Costa Rica, pro tip, highly fucking recommend. Don't even think about it. Just rent the fucking car. You need it. You definitely need it because you will be paying hundreds, if not thousands of dollars just to get from one point of the country to the other point of the country, just to do one event. Just from like San Jose to La Fortuna, it's like a 4-hour fucking drive, and you got to get there early. And if you're paying a taxi, that's like hundreds of dollars. Hundreds. There and back. Your cab driver basically has to spend the whole day with you. That's literally how it's been. So while I was there, I paid $778 just for the transportation, and I think $400 of those dollars was including the rental car. Now, you add that $778 to the transportation to and from the airport. That was $308 because I took a shuttle bus to the airport to Phoenix here in Arizona. That was $100. And then from the airport, I paid basically $200 fucking dollars to the cab driver just to get us from the airport to our first accommodation. Guys, go watch those videos. They're kind of funny. We drove deep into the fucking jungle, and I paid $200 for that just on day one. Just day one. So out the door just to get to the airport and then get to the hotel is $300. And then I paid an additional $778. Me and my friend Haven, all together paid over $1,000, maybe more than that, just on transportation. I think that was like the biggest fucking thing. It's at the top of my list. Transportation is the biggest thing. I cannot stress it anymore. Like, please look out for your transportation when you get to Costa Rica. It is the number one expensive fucking thing. Everything else is downhill. I didn't even have to calculate my food because food was basically dirt cheap for me personally. And I can eat. Food was basically like non-existent. I didn't have to count that. But anything I spent like a lot of money on, that's what made this list. So it's pretty much downhill from there. The next highest expense was the flight. The flight in and of itself was $486.97. So $487 for 2 weeks. I booked it 75 days in advance, and I flew with, I'm pretty sure I flew with United. I don't know if that counts or anything, but I don't have any discounts or any, certain classes or just basic economy, 75 days in advance with United from Phoenix to Costa Rica. And I had a 4.5-hour layover in Texas. It was $487 out the fucking door. Window seats both ways. Just saying. Okay, so my hotel and B&B accommodations all together out the door was $475.82. And that's for 2 weeks of staying. 2 weeks of staying in another country. It's really not that deep, you guys. If you really think about it, it's really not that deep. That's an average of about $33, $34 a day. And that was in 2 different locations because we ended up switching our location to somewhere that's closer to the airport and then, out from the jungle. And then the second accommodation was at the Marriott City Express, and I got basically a discount from my job. So that's, take out that, it's still pretty affordable. I think $35 a day. Anybody can get a decent place to stay. Activities out the door, we paid $385, and we saw a bunch of shit like sloths, volcanoes, hanging bridges. We made cacao. We fucking saw how we went to coffee plantations. We went to hot springs. We pretty much had a full lineup. I'm pretty sure I added my tattoo up in there as well. Me personally, I know she got a whole sleeve, but and I think that's about covering it. International phone package. This is something I realized after I got back because while I'm out there, a lot of people were back and forth with this because apparently this is a lot for people. But me, I just don't really care enough. There's like this international phone package that they offer you as soon as you land in another country, every fucking time. As soon as you land in another country while you're still on the plane, me, at least with AT&T, my phone carrier texts me and asks me, hey, did you want to buy this international phone package for data while you're out in another country? It's like $10 a day, I think. And I always decline, but I still use my data whenever I'm out if I need it. Like, I try not to. I just try and eat the prices, eat the fees and charges because I don't have to pay for something that I don't end up using. There are some days where I don't even go outside of the B&B and I get Wi-Fi for free. So why would I have to pay for that, if I'm not using it? I know it probably doesn't make sense. Maybe I'm doing it the hard way or the long way, but I think out the door I paid $120 for just like an international data roaming. And if you divide that by 14, that's an average of about almost $9 a day. So about what, they would have $9-10 a day, what they would have been charging me anyway. So it is what it is. The ATM and international transaction fees, those are also a killer. And the reason why those were a killer is because I underestimated how much cash I would need for the entire time I was there. Like, normally I bring just enough cash to where I'm only using my debit card for these activities that require me to have a reservation online or something. But mostly I really, really try hard to only use cash, either local cash, foreign cash, only cash. But this time I underestimated. I spent a lot of my cash that I came with. I think I came with like $400 in cash. I don't know. I spent a lot of my cash that I came with just on the fucking taxi ride. And getting groceries like pretty much right away. So I used a lot of, I went to the ATM I think twice this time. Highly do not recommend because, man, those charges. I remember one, I took out I forgot how much money I took out, but they charged me like $50 for an ATM fee just from their bank. And then my bank charged me, like for using a different bank, or I think it was the other way around. But anyway, out of the entire time I was there, the ATM and international transaction fees. Oh, also the international transaction fees. So anytime I swiped my card, this was near the end of the trip when I was actually running out of physical cash, and it would just make more sense to swipe the card and eat the charges than to take it out. Well, every time you swipe your card, doesn't matter where it is, there's an international transaction fee from both sides. If you didn't already know that. Every time I go out of the country, it pisses me the fuck off, but it is what it is. It's a part of the game. This time I paid $87.10, so about $88 just in ATM and transaction fees. Can you imagine, like, in 2 weeks worth of time? That's a lot. Yeah, I paid basically an average of like $6.50 extra just to use my money out there per day. So there's that. And then last but not least, the souvenirs. Souvenirs I kind of went crazy on because I did bring back some gifts, which is what I don't normally do. But here's my thing with souvenirs. If you helped me get to the trip in any capacity, in any way, I'm bringing you something, whether it's big or small. And the more you helped me, the more that I'll be like wanting to bring something good for you, you know? So I spent like $78, $79, almost $80 just on souvenirs alone. And that also included my souvenirs for myself. So I think all in all, it's a pretty affordable trip. All those fees out the door was $2,718.48. I think anybody can get together under $3,000 to go spend 2 weeks in paradise. And that was basically the segment on that. That was into that. You think that was good? We talked a little bit on that. It's really easy. So yeah, stop making excuses. I don't like making excuses for myself. And that's why I like doing these trips and doing these numbers, just so I can even break it down even further more. But that's just like the basic cost just to have a basic ass fucking time in another country. It's inspiring. It inspires me. I don't know about you guys, but I'm planning on getting myself to Africa 2027. I'm planning on some kind of international trip 2027. We keeping the dream alive. Let me get some water. Moving right along. We're just pushing on through. I feel like lighting up that joint. I've been kind of quiet on the social medias this past week. I believe it was really my first full week being by myself at my new night auditing gig at the hospital, at the hotel in hospitality. So yeah, I've been kicking it all week, y'all. Just been sleeping and stuff. I don't really have much. I've been out of the loop with the shits. And you know what? I'm just going to get into it. I took notes on it, so I'm just going to talk about it. I took notes on it for like the last episode, but I didn't know Sheri was going to be part of the episode. And I think we briefly covered it in one of our numerous recordings. But I'm bringing it up again just so I can get it off of my fucking notes. But I saw this post a few weeks back now about a woman getting paid to help people fake being at a show. Am I too old? You guys, I think I'm getting way too old for this, because every time I open up, specifically TikTok, I think I saw this shit on TikTok, nigga. Where did I see this? Oh my God. Every time I turn on TikTok, I'm reminded of how old I really am, because I just don't understand it. And this is totally sounding like a millennial boomer podcast. I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. I don't care what I sound like right now. I'm just putting out. I thought it was something that was wild and just different. So I'm like, okay, maybe make a note to talk about it. I didn't actually make any notes to talk, or the talking points. I don't know. I just thought that was weird. So basically, this girl is at, the post was this girl who was at a show. Someone was taking a video of this girl who was at a show taking pictures of, like, how do I describe it? She was taking pictures of her phone. She had like two phones. She had a phone that was taking a picture of her phone that was taking a picture of the show. I know, it sounds crazy, okay? All the old people don't understand it, but it gets weird, okay? So someone was taking a video of this girl who had two phones. One phone was taking a picture of the other phone that was taking a picture of her being at the show. Just her hand, like, taking a picture, right? So it's as if, like, if you saw that final picture, it's as if you're seeing a picture of someone next to someone at a show, right? Because how are you getting that picture of the picture? Does this make sense? Okay, try and keep up. Okay. So then she sends that picture. They have timestamps on them, and she has like these accounts. People pay her to send pictures of her at a show as if it was them. Like, so literally people are paying her to fake, to help, to fake being at a show. I don't understand. Like, how did you even think about that? That sounds, just saying it right now makes my brain like, like, you know, those numbers, like I'm feeling like this is like a whole equation thing, you know, it's going over my face. Like, how the fuck did this even become a need? What is going on? Are we that? Oh, I could say so much, but I did not. Honestly, I didn't prepare a little soapbox speech today for this. I just thought it was wild. You know, I just don't know. Are we that desperate for validation? It just doesn't make any sense to me. And so many questions. And then, like, how does she even come up with that idea? How did that become like a need? How did that become like known? That's something that people like. You know, that people need to. I don't get it. And I don't know. I'm sounding like so old. My brain is malfunctioning right now, as you can tell. I just don't get it. It feels like I'm judging. Am I judging her? Absolutely. Absolutely. That's dumb. That's fucking dumb. Okay. Really, if you need to pay somebody to go to a show, like, imagine how many times have you done that? You could just go to the show. You could just go to the show, or accept that you just didn't get to go to the fucking show, and life goes on, bro. Who are buying these? Who is the target audience? Who is it? Well, it has to. I feel like it would be mostly women, because she's sending pictures of her non-melanated hands. So maybe just non-melanated women, or people who have non-melanated feminine hands are buying this. I don't get it. So she's at the show, and she's sending pictures of other people as if it was them at the show, and they're posting it in their stories and on their game, like, or on their fucking newsfeed, and they're getting likes, and they're getting like clout. I don't understand it, bro. I'm so old. I am too old for the internet. This was definitely on TikTok. Okay. There's a bunch of shit that I saw on TikTok this week, and I feel like I need to get off of it again. You guys, I think I might have to go on another hiatus, because every time I log on there, I'm like reminded of just how out of touch I am. Like, there's a whole fucking community of basically anything on it. I'm sounding so old right now, but like, man, the algorithm sounds like it's something like that's real. I don't know. Am I sounding really hippy dippy woo woo right now? The algorithm will fuck somebody up, fuck up your whole fucking life. And I feel like that's what's turning the world right now, is not really what people do, but it's the algorithm that keeps people in the same fucking shit over and over and over again. If you want to be in this circle, you just go and follow the algorithm. And I'm seeing more and more people commenting on shit that is just weird or different. Like, I built this algorithm brick by brick type shit, and I'm just like, that's what we're doing. That's what they want us to do. It gives you like a false sense of connection, at least for me. I'm totally on some preachy little hippy dippy soapbox right now, but it was just gotten really weird this week. Maybe it's just, you know, the time. Maybe it's just the stars right now, you know, because I'm feeling really like there's some deeper shit going on. Okay, I'm gonna briefly talk about this shit that was blown up over TikTok. Everyone's already talked about it already, but I'm gonna just talk about it because it's in my notes. Some Beyonce conspiracy. I don't really like talking about celebrities. Hell, I hardly even want to go over into it. I really fucking don't. As a matter of fact, no. Fuck all the bullshit. You don't got my fucking soul. In the words of Beyonce, you won't break my soul. You guys go look up Beyonce conspiracy. I'm sure you guys all heard about it. It's I've only been talking for 35 minutes, and I hardly even want to spend any kind of energy on it, because that's the algorithm feeding itself. The algorithm's like some evil fucking thing. It's coming around. Why the fuck is Beyonce coming into my algorithm? I don't listen to Beyonce. I really don't. I listen to Beyonce when I want to channel my inner demons, and I don't fuck with it. Like, do what you got to do. Plus, like, the shit that's going on with Jay-Z and the Epstein files, why are they even showing their face? So, I'm just going to move on to the next topic. So, the algorithm, man, it's going to get you. Yo, it's crazy. Yo, apparently, okay, I'm going to keep it real. Apparently, my algorithm this week is saying that I want I'm discovering this gentleman club on TikTok. And I'm thinking that has nothing to do with it being a popular thing and more to do with my algorithm on my fucking For You page. Like, something about my emotional or spiritual or physical state right now is really, really kind of drawn or attracted to a melanated man with a deep voice, basically thirst trapping. Have you guys heard about this? I'm I'm probably in heat right now is really what it comes down to. And I think my algorithm knows women needs to be careful when they're on TikTok while they're going through their waves and their emotions and stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about, because then shit like this starts popping up. And I've never seen it before, being just, sweet and innocent. I'm just over here like minding my own business. And then this pops up into my quote algorithm. It's like I manifested this. And then what does that say about me? And then other women, it's popping up in other women's algorithms as well. Basically, I just discovered this morning. I'm literally not bullshitting. I just added it to my notes this morning. Gentleman Club. It's exactly how it sounds. Well, back in the day, the Gentleman Club was like the opposite. I thought it was like a place where gentlemen went so they can see, promiscuous women. But no, the Gentleman Club on TikTok is basically men thirst trapping, but with words. I think there's an actual word for it. Hold on. Now I gotta find it. Hold on. Okay, the word is called Narratophilia. I'm just discovering what this is today. Just talking about it gets me a little, Narratophilia. So basically, these guys have whole ass accounts. Apparently, this has just been a thing. This is why I don't go online. I go outside. Okay? Because when I go online, I run across things that is new to me, but apparently it's been this whole thing this whole fucking time. Narratophilia. These mostly black men. I'll just keep it real. I don't see any melanated men. Yeah, I fucking went. I saw their fucking pages. I went, sue me. I went and I kept following the rabbit hole down into this gentleman's club thing because I was curious, obviously. And I discovered what narratophilia is. Apparently it's just being aroused by dirty talk. These guys are just going on here and talking dirty, thirst trapping women, and women, married women, old, young, of all races, all over the fucking world are falling for it. Myself included, literally. I almost followed one of them pages, but I was like, what the fuck do I look like following one? They're thirst traps. They're meant to get you feeling some type of way. And apparently that's a thing. I'm like, okay, new kink unlocked. Because I never heard of narratophilia. And it's so funny how that's like a whole thing now, because that's what we've kind of come to. Because women don't actually want to have sex with these men. They don't. They just want them to talk to them dirty. They just want them to talk to them in that way. And that's it. And they'll just let their imaginations take care of the rest, right? Women, we're very imaginative. We have a very creative spirit in mind. Mark, whoever came up with that, I guess hats off to you. I think marketing on that, definitely, you got it right, you guys. But it also, like I said, it says a lot about the state that we're in. Like, we don't even want to talk to you guys. We don't want to know you guys. We just want you guys to say something masculine in a masculine voice. It's crazy. That's my algorithm. I know. I'm halfway ashamed of talking about it, but it's real. That's what's happening. Apparently, that's been happening this whole fucking time. I'm not like, some of these women in the comments, though, are going crazy. I would pull up some of these comments and read them right now, but it's not my post to read. But just going off of, a lot of these women are full-blown in relationships, married. Like, y'all are out here wilding the fuck out over these thirst traps and feeding the algorithm. And and it's getting crazy out here. Of course, that rabbit hole led down to, oh my God, I feel dirty. This is definitely an adult episode. All of my episodes have explicit content because I swear and shit, but this is definitely an adult content episode because, yeah, then I came across, what the fuck was it called? I think I took a note of it. I hardly feel like talking about it, but I can't believe that this is something that that is a thing. It's called Catching Prince. I just briefly want to talk about this. I feel like I got to wash my mouth out with soap just talking about this right now because it feels like a little bit too much. Over-sexualized culture is what it is. Women feel like pretty fucking over-sexualized, like maybe like 2 days, 3 days tops out the whole fucking month. It may be like 4 days when you're like probably a little younger, maybe varying by your genetics and stuff. But for the most part, women don't really get crazy aroused like that. They have like a very small window of that arousal, like where they feel like they just need to go hunt a man down. But and I know men know about that, and they fucking exploit it and capitalize off of it. And I guess, hey, that's just the game. That's where you come across these gentleman clubs on TikToks, and apparently Catching Prince. Oh my God, I should not talk about it so loud because it's daytime, and I'm in a retirement community. But Catching Prince apparently is exactly how it sounds. It's women basically looking at the prints in men's pants and determining if they would be, worth talking to based off of the size of their male genitalia. Let's just say that. And there's a whole chart about it. That's when I'm like, okay, that's enough internet for today. And that's when I had to get up and get my life together, because I'm like, this is not how far. I did not want to come across this. This is basically porn. They're basically putting softcore porn on fucking TikTok, and children go on there. And you guys wonder where the pedophiles and the creeps are coming from. You're literally creating them with these type of platforms that allow softcore porn like this, with all these little trendy languages and terms that none of us old people understand. Oh, what the fuck? What do you mean? Oh, gentleman club? I don't know. I don't fucking know. I'm too old to know. And frankly, I'm a little upset at myself by having the algorithm get this far. I did not want to go that far. But at least I'm aware of it. I know it's out there. Wild shit. This is wild shit. Wild fucking times. I should have stopped it at the Gentleman's Club. I should have stopped it at the first post, because that's the thing. You look at it too long, and then as soon as you click on their profile, now your algorithm's like, yes, excellent. Yes, feed the algorithm monster. Am I being dramatic? I'm not. I'm really not, though. I do have to wash. I feel like I have to wash my fucking hands right now. Wash my mouth out, because that was just a little much. Okay, one other big story I wanted to get into. We're just going to move right along. One other story I wanted to get into was, I forgot where I saw this. I believe I saw this on TikTok. Yep. I got all my news from TikTok this week, you guys. Scary times we're living in. Scary times. Yes, the same place that has a place where you can have a chart to see the print of a man's genitalia. That's the same place where I get my worldly news. Yeah. Well, this happened maybe a week ago, within the last week or so. I'm not actually sure. I have a link right here. But a 16-year-old girl died in China. God rest her soul. Don't know who she is, but it was basically from negligence. She was doing one of those swinging rope things. The actual link that I'm seeing is from amp.scmp.com. China tourist dies after cliff swing fall as safety rope was loose despite her warnings to staff. Now, I tried to analyze the video of the actual moment. Maybe it was in another language, but I did it multiple times. I watched the video multiple times to try and find where she actually said, hey, it feels loose. But maybe it was the language barrier. Like maybe she was saying something along the lines of, hey, it's loose, I don't feel right, in another language, because I didn't hear anything of it. It sounded like she was happy. I don't know. People were laughing at her after she had said something in another language. Maybe, hey, this doesn't feel right. But see, this is why I don't do shit like that, y'all. I'll skydive. But like even then, I'm like, man, if I've been skydiving, what if the parachute didn't open? When you do extreme shit like this, you kind of have to expect that there may be an extreme consequence like death. This 16-year-old girl died because of, I wouldn't say it's full-blown negligence, but maybe it was just a mistake. Mistakes happen. You're doing something extreme and kind of crazy. She was swinging from the rope, and it just like snapped like immediately. Like as soon as she had her full weight on it, it snapped and she fell down and died. That's an extreme thing to do. Like I do extreme shit too, but I have my limits. When I go skydiving, I've only been once, but I obviously hope and pray that the parachute opens, okay, and the guy that I'm strapped to knows when to do it and doesn't like forget to open the parachute too late. But if it doesn't and something happens, then that's also something that I have to accept before I even get strapped up into the plane in the first place. You're doing something crazy. I'm not trying to come down on her death. It's fucked up. It's really fucked up, but that's just a part of it. I don't know why that popped up in my algorithm. Probably because I do extreme shit, and I have been watching cliff diving, and I do want to do cliff diving someday, but I don't want to die about it. I don't want to die about it. Bless her heart. And it's really fucked up because she was so young, and this was all the way in China. But yeah, go follow that link. That was like the biggest news that came across my feed this week. You know, it's just a part of the game. It's just a part of the game. I'm going to get into my J. Cole weekly review. I know I missed a couple weeks, and we're coming up close. By the way, this is the end of the podcast if you're not a J. Cole fan. We're coming up really close to the show here in Phoenix. He has a show in September that I have tickets to. Got them on pre-sale. I'm definitely going to the desert to see J. Cole, maybe for his final time. He's on this fall off tour, and it's kicking off July this year, July 11th. I'm not getting paid to do this. I fucks with J. Cole. I do. Jermaine Cole, I fucks with him. I've been listening to mostly J. Cole all year, ever since the fall off got released, and I've been doing my reviews of my listening stats on Spotify every week, for the most part, every week since the fall off got released. I don't have any other J. Cole related news this week, except for that I know I've been listening to a lot of other J. Cole music instead of the fall off specifically. I haven't been listening to much of the fall off, but I have been mostly just listening to J. Cole. I did discover some new music from some South African artists a couple days ago, so I've been bumping them. But for the most part, it's all been J. Cole. So let's get into my listening stats. I know I missed a couple weeks, so we're going to go back to 420. 1 and 2. No, we're going to go to 427 because I think I fucked with you guys on 427. So from April 27th through April 3rd, I have this playlist on my Spotify that I call Cole Yeezy. All my playlists, for the most part, I have like a bunch of playlists for different moods. They're all public for the most part. This one is called Cole Yeezy, and it's basically my playlist. It's like, I forgot how many hours long, but it's just Kanye West and J. Cole music. A lot of J. Cole. It turns out I'm actually more of a J. Cole fan than I am Kanye West fan musically. But obviously you guys know politically I voted for Kanye West, but I digress. So I have this playlist called Cole Yeezy, and during the week of April 27th to May 3rd, I listened to that playlist 14 hours. So 49%, almost half of the time, half of my music listening during that week was just J. Cole and Kanye West. But let's just be real, it's J. Cole. The top song for that week, April 27th, May 3rd, was Amari. It was from, if you guys know Amari, in my opinion, is in his top 3 ever best fucking songs. J. Cole's best ever fucking songs. Goated songs. And this was from Off Season. I listened to Amari 51 times between April 27th and May 3rd. That was my top song that week. And then every other song, the top 5 songs for that week, was from the fall off. But that number one, Amari, was played 51 times. It was from Off Season. Low-key, I think Off Season is his best album. After giving the fall off a solid listen for several months, I still think that, it probably fall just slightly, ever so slightly short from the Off Season. And hell, might Delete Later is actually a banger album too. I wouldn't say best album, but it's up there. So April 27th to May 3rd, my top 5 songs. Number 1 was Amari with 51 plays. Number 2 was 39 Intro with 26 plays. Number 3 was The Let Out with 18 plays. Obviously, my listening has gone down a lot with the fall off. Number 4 was Bombs in the Ville with 11 plays. And number 5 was 2-6 with 11 plays. Obviously, the top artist for that week was J. Cole. Number 2 was Kanye, but number 3 was Dreamville, okay, for that week. So we're moving on to last week, which was May 4th. May the 4th be with you. And through May 10th, my top song, again, was Amari with 52 plays. And number 2 was Bombs in the Ville with 20 plays. And number 3 was 39 Intro with 12 plays. Old Dog coming in with 10 plays at number 4. And Bunce Road Blues with 9 plays at number 5. Top artist was J. Cole. And the top 5 artists were from The Fall Off. And that's basically it. That's a wrap for this whole fucking podcast. I might still throw in a clip, but I might not. I don't know. Which clip did I think I wanted to throw in? I definitely won't. Okay. Thank you guys for listening. Go follow me. Like, subscribe, share, comment. And I will see you guys next week. Peace.